Hi, I'm Christy. Today I want to start a new series talking about preparing for the holidays. So, as this video goes live, it's the day after Halloween. I can't believe that the holiday season is already upon us. Where has the year gone? Now, as we look forward to the holidays, it's a big deal to a lot of families. There's so many things to look forward to. Things like family celebrations, special foods that only appear during this time of year, parties, special religious celebrations or services, special decorations, buying that perfect gift for so many people in our lives, and the list goes on. And yet, when you live with somebody who has special needs, many times this may become a time of year that you dread. All of this out of routine stuff brings out the worst in your loved one. The extra stress puts you on edge, and your loved one and other family members feed off of it. A downward spiral can so quickly form, and then life gets really ugly really fast. So, how can you avoid this? Great question. Over the next few weeks, I want to take a look at some of the different aspects of the holiday season and hopefully provide some ideas for you to try to set up your family to have a pleasant and enjoyable holiday season. Now, the first step is to plan. Now, I know for some people, that's an ugly word. At the same time, many of us have discovered over the years that it is the only thing that will prevent meltdowns or prevent more meltdowns and helps keep us sane at the same time. So I'd recommend taking a bit of time now to look at your calendar. You probably don't know all the details yet, and you probably don't even necessarily know all the specific dates, but start a list of the events you know are coming. This helps you prioritize and see how much you can fit into your schedule. Now, don't forget about school and work parties or activities as well. As you have specific dates and times, you can add them to the calendar. You know how much your family can handle until the calendar is full. Now, when it reaches that point, be willing to say no to some events or reprioritize and see if maybe you can back out of something for something else that's more important. For example, AJ is very excitedly looking forward to the Thanksgiving feast with his old classmates and teacher. We've already been invited, the date's down, and as far as AJ is concerned, it is set in stone. So I've added it to our calendar. Now, the next step is to make sure that everybody knows what to expect at each of the events and to have any necessary items available. Now, I know that sounds kind of overwhelming, but if you look at each activity individually, it's not quite so bad. Your loved one needs to know where you're going, who will be there, what will happen at the event, and all those kinds of things. You know your loved one. You'll need to anticipate any extra items such as food or distractions, fidgets, tablets, headphones. You get the idea. Things that your loved one may need, and make sure that they're available. It may also be helpful to see if there's a quiet place that you can escape to if things get to be too much. Now, a walk outside or a few minutes in the car might be an option as well. It can also be helpful to make sure that your loved one is well prepared physically. This means a good night's sleep the night before, sufficient food or snack before you leave, making sure they're as calm and relaxed before you leave as possible. Well, you get the idea. Again, you know your loved one. Now, as far as our family, we're actually pretty laid back. And yes, you can read that as boring at times. We don't do a whole lot extra during the holidays. We're fortunate in that AJ flexes with schedule changes as long as we let him know ahead of time. Now, if we don't and we spring something on him, he may go along compliantly, but he will complain about it for weeks afterwards. Not worth the price of admission a lot of the time. So as I mentioned, we've got the Thanksgiving feast with his former classmates. We'll have a Thanksgiving meal with our family and maybe a few friends. For Christmas, we have a Christmas Eve service that we attend at our church. Sean's working at our kids' Christmas program for our church, so we'll attend that. We'll have a Christmas celebration with our family. Maybe a couple other things. We might be invited to the Christmas party at AJ's old school, so we might go to that. Maybe a couple other things. I'm not really sure yet. But I do know that AJ knows most of these things and what to expect, so as long as I let him know when they are, we should be pretty good to go. And most of these things are fairly regular occurrences for us. So again, that makes it a little bit easier for us. Now, I'm sure I haven't thought of everything and you've probably got a ton of other questions for me. So to help me cover more bases, I found a number of articles for you. You can find links to them over on the blog. You can find that at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted the end of October in 2019. So there's 5 articles that I listed. They all have tips, and they're all a little bit different. The last one includes ideas for teens and adults with special needs, or I think that one specifically is talking about people with autism. Most of them do focus on kids, but I think a lot of the tips will apply to loved ones as well, or to older people as well. So my question for you this week is this: how do you prepare for the holidays? Do you have any traditions that your loved one knows to look forward to? Any tips or hacks you'd like to share? I'd love to hear about them. You can leave me a comment below, or you can leave me a comment over on the blog. Again, that's at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in October of 2019. As always, I'd appreciate it if you'd share this with anybody you think would find it helpful. I'd love to help as many families as I can. Sign-ups are available over on the blog, and signing up lets you know about all newly released content as soon as it's available. Starting my planning for the holidays now, so that the holidays will be exciting and fun, and I can continue to say that life is good, and there is never a dull moment.